What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys having an absolutely fantastic kick butt day today so far. So guys, as you can see on my screen, I'm flexing the new Robo Dynamite skin, and it's for a particular reason, because we have once again the Dynamite God in the house. Lukey Bear, how you doing, man?
Doing awesome, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to get you back on the channel. Now, the reason Lukey Bear is here is because in last season, he hit a whopping 1,000 Dynamite. What was the actual? Was it 1,000 on the head?
Yeah, exactly 1,000.
Ooh, that's beautiful, beautiful. And I'm guessing that's a milestone that you've been hunting for a really long time, being a Dynamite main like yourself.
Yeah, it was. I guess it means not as much now with the new trophy system, but it's still cool to get.
Yeah, seeing that quadruple digits, not a lot of people have gotten that yet in the game, even with the trophy inflation. But yeah, so what you guys saw at the beginning of the video, also when we did his episode of the Dynamite God, we showed a clip of him jumping in the training cave 13 different consecutive times, which is pretty dang impressive. But the clip that you guys saw in the beginning was 18 in a row, which Lukey Bear was telling me is one away from like the record set inside of Brawl Stars amongst like the Dynamite Gods and just people in general. So want to elaborate on that? Is it like a little like friendly competition that you guys have going on, like who can get it or something like that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like sometimes we'll post in the group chat, hey, look at this, did that, beat that, and then like and I'll spend the next few hours like trying to beat that, and like, man, I can't beat that. It's like, and like sometimes we set like little goals, like, or it's like 5 jumps in a row without moving or something like that.
Yeah,
it's usually a lot of fun.
That's awesome. But because of that, we're going to be basically taking the video today to really dive in deep on how to jump with Dynamite, as well as just general tips hopping into gameplay with Lukey Bear with some hard carries. Now, right now, would you say, Lukey Bear, there's good maps for Dynamite out in rotation right now? Or is it just kind of mediocre?
Right now there is nothing really that good. I guess the Siege map's pretty decent, but
okay.
I wouldn't try him in the other two.
But we're going to make him, we're going to see what he can do. We're going to test it out. We're also going to be trying out Shooting Star as well. Guys, it's the season reset. We're one day off it, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. But it should be a really, really fun video. Hope you guys are all excited for the tips. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. Okay, guys, so we're heading into our bounty match, and this time I'm going to be spectating Lukey Cub on his mini account. So let's see what we can do here. So Lukey, obviously this map is definitely not something you should be playing Dyna on very often, but what's your best advice for a map like this?
Let's try and stay behind the walls that there are, and don't destroy them if you can help it, because like otherwise you're wide out in the open against a lot of long range guys.
Yeah, and I saw you got the OP, was that a double or a triple jump in order to get that star? Right away in the beginning.
I messed up the double.
Still
I
got
did a double at the start, and then I messed up the double to get the star, but they missed their shots on me, so it didn't really matter.
It's OP. What I see you do a lot is you throw down a stick. You want to explain that to me? So you throw down a stick, and then you throw it before it explodes, just to get that invulnerability. Is that why? Before you throw?
It's like, it allows you to move forward and get into range of other people, so then you're still in range of them, but then it gives you invulnerability and hops you back to safety while you throw a shot.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like a bait mechanic. Like they see that you're in range of them, and then they're vulnerable, or that you're vulnerable. So then they like lower their guard a little.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I guess like since we're trying to prioritize jumping in this game, or I should say in this interview, what do you think are some of the things that you can work on in order to get a bit better? I mean, you're pretty legendary with the jumps. I don't know how many you've done, but it's definitely more than you can count on your fingers so far in this match.
I guess if you want to get better at it, you have to get really comfortable with aiming like around you, behind you, like close up to you, basically.
Gotcha.
Like even without the star power, it's good to be able to have like full like mobility of your joystick, like all the way around.
Yeah. Okay, this is such a close game. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I end up going down, and then Sam with the clutch super. Oh, freaking P. Got low power. My bad. Okay, so fantastic first game on a map that you shouldn't be playing Dynamite on, but we'll hop into the next one. I believe it's Gem Grab. So here we go. Okay, guys, heading into our Gem Grab map now. We're up against a Rosa, a Penny, and a Colt. So against this team comp, of course, I don't know if you'd be playing on this map very often with Dynamite in competitive, but what brawler would you want to go up against? I always have a hard time figuring out like who's going to be a good matchup for Dynamite, you know?
Usually Dynamite's best matchups are lower health brawlers with like the base speed, like not tanks or any of that.
Yeah.
It's like Rico, Spike. Barley's an okay one depending on how you play it.
It can be tough to go up against like another Lobber, like Lobber v Lobber.
Yeah,
it's all like mind game stuff. Getting pinched by the Rosa. Still OP in the meta, I'm telling you. What is your thoughts? I was having a discussion not too long ago with someone else about how difficult it is to kill tanks with Lobbers like Dynamite. With that 7,000 health, you have to be incredibly accurate to keep damaging the brawler to eventually take him out. But I mean, you just ended up killing Rosa there. Do you think it's like hard in Heist? Because I know you play Heist a lot with Dyna, and there's definitely tanks playing in that meta a lot. Do you have a easy time or hard time?
Well, obviously it's definitely more difficult because like they can juke, they have a lot of health, they have higher speed and all that. But when you really get down to it, there's only like most of the time, like, you know their objective, and there's only a few ways they can move, and like once you get into high levels, you know that like people like to juke a lot.
Yeah.
And usually there's only 2 or 3 real ways that they can move that would further their like chances of completing their goal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So usually I don't find it too much of a struggle, but it definitely is a struggle in like an open map. Like, ironically enough, without walls it's sometimes harder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know, it's strange. I feel like I always have a hard time taking out the tanks, but, I mean, I've definitely watched some of your gameplay before, and I mean, it just seems like you land a couple basic attacks, drop down a super, and they're as good as gone, you know? Whereas,
yeah,
like a Rosa...
it's really helpful to bounce people, like, from your super into main attacks.
Yeah, and why don't we talk about that in the next game? Okay, so gearing up into our first Siege map, we're going to be doing 2 of them, just because I feel like this is probably the best map in rotation for Dyna, correct?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Okay, and then what we were touching on previously in the last game was, a lot of the time when you watch LuckyBear's gameplay, he'll drop down his super, and then the kickback obviously throws them away and stuns them just for a brief second, but LuckyBear is really, really good at knowing where they're going to explode and end up once the super is dropped on them, and then you can throw a stick of dynamite where they're going to be and basically get a free hit because they're stunned. Do you have any tips on being able to land that? Like, is there anything specifically that you do in order to, like, be a little bit more accurate with that? Because, honestly, I can't do that.
Okay, so the tip is, when you throw it on your super, when it first lands on the ground, it bounces once, and right in that moment, that's when you, like, gauge, like, where the opponent is, like, relative to where your super is, and that's when you can predict where they're gonna go.
Okay.
And, like, so that will usually work.
So there's, like, a tiny little bounce as soon as you throw it. Well, I guess you have your super here, so why don't we look for it? Once you use it. That's interesting, and I remember you were talking about, a way to line up double jumps with like a noise. You just know Dynamite inside and out, man. Okay, so here we go. Looks like we got the super. Alright, let's look for it right here. Okay, so that little skip in it, is that what you're talking about? It, like, jumps?
Yeah, like the first time it hits the ground.
Okay, gotcha. That's so interesting, guys. Definitely a mechanic that's worth practicing, because if they are stunned, that, like we said before, you get that free hit. If you have a nice stick of dynamite just waiting for them when they get kicked back. Definitely going to take a lot of practice, though. Okay, hopping into our final Siege map. We're up against a Barley, a BB, and a Penny, I believe, there. So we'll see how we go here. I believe you lane against the Barley, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your best advice for taking down a Barley with the Lobber? I feel like whenever I'm up against the Barley with Dynamite, it's always just like someone goes forward, someone goes back, and no one's dealing damage to anyone, except just like small little chip damage. What's like the secret, or what do you try to do for against another Lobber?
Okay, so usually, like, if you guys both start out of each other's range, then a Barley will win like 90% of the time, because they can throw down a bottle, and that bottle's on the ground. And then in order for you to get into their range, you have to walk through it, and they can just back off.
Okay.
But if you guys both start where you're both in range of the other one, it's generally a pretty fair fight, because as long as you can land 2 shots, they die.
Yeah.
So if you start out of range, the best thing I can give you is, like, if you don't have your star power, it's you juke shots, wait until they get low on ammo, and then you kind of have to just tank a shot and try and land those shots on it. But if you have star power, like just jumping in and then like immediately backing up is usually what I do. Like jumping in and then walking backward because I like to throw it in front of you when you land.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's like one of the weirdest matchups. It's always so indecisive. It's just like feeling them out and just boring because no one ends up dying unless you take the initiative, I guess.
Right. It's not quite as bad as Tick, but it's kind of annoying for sure.
Very true. Who do you think is the best lava right now in standings? And I know
in
you
1v1
probably...
it has to be Tick.
Okay.
Like against each other it's Tick, but I think Barley's still better overall.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. I thought you were gonna say
such consistent
Dynamite
shots. Well, no, he's. Well, I don't know.
gotta root for the OP Dyna, especially. Well, I guess he could be the best if he's in Lukey's hands. Okay, so next we're gonna be hopping into some live gameplay with Lukey. Hopefully we can pick up some wins here. I think we're gonna start with Bounty again. I thought that was a lot of fun. Let's go. Alrighty guys, so heading into our match, so we're up against a pretty... Ooh, what the heck? They're rocking a Dynamite too. Let's go. Who's going to be the better Dynamite?
I know all these people.
You do?
Yeah, they used to be really good. Or, they probably still are, but they used to be like a lot. Like really big in the comp scene.
Nice. Okay.
Like probably Team Liquid's best heist team, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Let's go. Okay, so it's Dynamite v Dynamite. Honestly, I was thinking this map wouldn't be super crazy good for Dynamite. I guess it's not like meta, like you wouldn't want to run Dynamite here all the time, but it seems to be okay.
God.
You got those pretty good walls. What happened up there? I didn't see. There. Nice.
Did a double jump, like basically just an advanced version of the bait jump.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And he wasn't really ready for it, and then I just supered him. Yeah, Sam's in a bad spot there, but he's doing pretty good.
Nice dodge. Okay.
Honestly, Dynamite can be really tricky to hit when he's like full jumping, and then all of a sudden he stops jumping and he can just swerve one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it can be really hard to hit him.
Okay.
But yeah, this Brock.
Ooh, we almost had perfect.
The first season I pushed for #1 Mike, he was the Mike that I faced off. Like, he was like in the 900s, I was in the 900s.
Dang.
Barely beat him. He's really good too.
Ooh. They kind of came back at the end there. Killed two of us.
Yeah.
But I think we have such a great lead.
Yeah, even if they team wipe us, we'll still be up, or we'll be down by 1 actually.
Okay, trying to pull the jukes. Nice. Little auto aim action.
Nice.
Nice. 27-16. That's what I'm talking about. Let's head into Siege for our final game. Here we go. Okay, guys, heading into our next match here on Siege, and I'm going to be rocking Jean this time. Honestly, I haven't played a lot of Jean in Siege, but it should be a good time. Now, we're up against a Nita, a Colt, and a Spike, so no tanks. We kind of lucked out here because I was worried the pulls wouldn't be super good because of, like, Rosa's being played and stuff. I see you're going ham over there. Did you get that guy? Dang. Let's go.
Yeah, I got one of them. I think it was the Colt.
Nicely done. Lukey Bear, OP with the Dyna. We got perfect. No, they got 1 bolt, but shouldn't make too big of a difference. Okay, we're heading in.
That's a good super.
Dynamite is. It's always nice to have a Dynamite on Siege. He's not like super crazy. Well, depends who's playing, right, Lukey? If Lukey's playing him, it could do really well in Siege. But it's really good for maps like this where there's a big wall like that. Get out of here, Spike. Where there's a wall right in front of the Ike, because you can just plaster so much damage to him, just like in Heist, you know.
Really, he kind of sucks at everything on Siege except for attacking.
Yeah,
like, he's a really good at. It's like the same reason why he's good at Heist.
Okay, here we go. Nice. We should have it here, huh?
I might just ditch and try and just like. Oh, never mind. This Nita's guarding me really close.
Okay, So we're up by 5 bolts to get into the 3rd siege. We're making it interesting, but I mean, if Bull gets super, we can win just off his push. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay. Ooh, Lukey Bear. Is he gonna do it?
Got it. Oh,
1%. Oh, that's so lame.
I'll hit 3 of the 4 sticks there. My bad.
Okay, here we go. We got 11 about. We're just prolonging the inevitable. Okay, let's see. What's up, Nita? Okay, nicely done, guys. Freaking OP. Man, it's funny how it just kind of works. Like a Dynamite, you can just kind of fit him into any game mode. I mean, if you're kind of like a one-trick, kind of like Lukey Bear, you kind of force yourself to learn Dynamite in multiple different maps. I mean, for example, the Gem Grab map that's out in rotation shouldn't be good at all, but we were picking up some good wins earlier on today. Okay, guys, so that is going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys picked up on a few little tips when it comes to jumping, as well as just kind of seeing the feats that Lukey Bear can provide. Like I said before, 18 different jumps that you saw in the beginning of the video, which is insane. That can obviously only be accomplished in Training Cave, but it's still pretty cool to see like what strategies are coming out of the Training Cave in order to get farther jumps. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lukey Bear, thanks for coming on the channel, helping out. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, we'll have to do it again here soon. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to slap a like on it. I really appreciate that. Also, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Being a part of the Ray fam, we would love to have you. So with that being said, make sure to keep having fun in Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.